Hello, Flosstube. Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches, coming at you. Sorry about making you seasick with the moving the camera. This is my Flosstube update number 233. I was seem to be looking sideways. The camera's over here, I know, so I keep looking at the... I'm trying to look in the middle. Anyway, this is a channel about cross stitch. So that's what we're going to talk about. And you see behind me, there's a really cute, my sister Eve finished this little bee by Cute Patterns by Maria, I think is the name of the design business. Maria Bravco. And it's a little bee holding a sunflower. And underneath, in the pattern, underneath it says "Be Peaceful," but she didn't. My sister didn't put that on there. 'Cause, she just wanted the bee. It's very, very cute. I don't have a close up because I don't want to take it off the wall there. But and the metal daisy is from Hobby Lobby, and then she mounted it on a round, like, kind of mat board kind of thing, and ruched ribbon around it and all that, and put some padding under there. So it's just perfect. It's a perfect finish. You can see that little bee under there. But like I said, I don't want to take it off the wall to bring it up close, but it's very cute. There's close-ups of it on. If you look at our Three Sisters Creative video, it's on there. She showed it on there as well as on her Instagram channel and on Instagram, I think, maybe not, but on Facebook in the various Facebook groups that she's in. Anyway, Eve Verge. She finished that. Everyday Artist Eve is the name of her, or Everyday Artist is the name of her Flosstube channel. And Three Sisters Creative is my sisters and I. And I know she featured it and talked about that, her finish in that video. And also, as long as I'm talking about the Three Sisters Creative channel, we hit 300 subscribers on that channel, in the Three Sisters Creative videos. And so we're doing a giveaway. And it's running a couple of weeks. So not this coming weekend, but the weekend after that is it's going on. So if you go back and look at, well, you won't be, it'll come out on Sunday, the new video that talks about the 300 subscriber giveaways. We're doing 3 different giveaways, so you can enter for all of them, but you can win only one. So one is a skein of yarn. It's enough to do like a hat or something, small like that. My sister talks about that. The one is the skein of yarn. One is a needle minder and scissor fob. And as a matter of fact, last week I showed some haul that I had, the butterflies and the little discs with the sayings on them. So those will be worked up. The butterflies will be made into needle minders, and the little sayings will be made into a scissor fob. So those will be part of the giveaway. And then the third thing is a pattern, the Coffee Bird by, I think it's Hands On Design. It's a tall bird. It's a small sized pattern, but we have all of the, I think it's their Classic Colorworks threads, except for hickory sticks. I haven't found that yet, so I may do the DMC alternative on that if I can't find the thread, or I may order it online. I haven't, I'm gonna try to see if I can find it there. But anyway, so it'll be the three items are the coffee bird design and then the needle minder and scissor fob and the skein of yarn. So those three things are part of our giveaway. So you go in and you can go on Sunday. Tomorrow is Sunday. Today is Saturday. Tomorrow's Sunday, which is when our Three Sisters creative videos are released. So starting on Sunday, we'll talk about those items. Anyway, so go back to this channel. So I'm going to talk about cross stitch, the cross stitch I've been doing, and we'll see. So I'm participating in WIPGO, and so I have there were 3 numbers that were called, and I've been working on 2 of my WIPGO. I have worked on, I should say, this one, Tinymodernist Western Biscornu, was one of the numbers that was called, and my goal for this is to finish it, and I thought I would finish it by now. I thought I would have finished it by now, but because I've been trying to also do a sort of Maynia for the month of May. I haven't stitched like nonstop on this, so but I'm almost finished. I have now. I finished the back, and I still have to do like a backstitch line around them. It wasn't charted, and I don't think I've done it yet. But I think the instructions say something like, you know, to do it like yeah, 2 squares along the outside of the design. So, and this was the first Biscornu I tried to do. I've done 2 since then, 2 Tinymodernist designs. But so anyway, so that's one reason why you know, if I had thought it through, I wouldn't have put it so close to the edge. There's enough for finishing, but it's really hard to work so close to the edge, you know. So anyway, so the front is all done except for one of these saguaros is not finished. I'm still working on this one here, the darker color, and then there's just the lighter green color on this one, and then it'll eventually be on this one too. The skulls I finished, the cow skulls, and everything else, and it's just those green colors. And yesterday we were filming our video, the Three Sisters creative video, and so I was working on it again during the video, and I was working on this cactus here, and you know, the hoop marks are on here. I had put this in the hoop, and I had been working on it, but when I picked it up, I had started it already. This dark the bottom line, I'd done about half of it, and when I picked up the stitching to do the video, I turned it this way because I knew that you know, that I was close to the edge, you know, that I had my hoop close to the edge, and I was thinking that this was the top and it was the side. So when I went to do stitching, I started doing it, and then like at some point I looked at my back, and I thought, well, it doesn't look right. You know, there's like a weird little like a change in the stitching or something, and I thought I had just like made some kind of weird mistake, and so I pulled out a couple of stitches, and then just, you know, started it again, and it looked okay. And what it was that I had turned the fabric sideways, so the stitches were going the wrong way. They were crossing, you know, the wrong way, and so I took out everything, and I had done a lot while we were talking during the video. I had, it was this side here. So I had done, I had finished this line and I had started I had done almost as much as I have done now. But so I had to take it all out because I didn't want, one side to be going the wrong way. So I took it all out, and so I've since, finished that one, the darker color on the one saguaro, and I'm doing the darker color on this one, and then the lighter color, and I'll be done. So we'll see when that happens. Anyway, another one of my WIPGO numbers, number 8, that was called 8, 13, and 14 were the numbers that were called. So this is my number 8, this old clipper ship. And so if you look at it, there's lots of ecru for the sails, and then there's this darker brown color for these 3 jibs, and then the edges of the sails. And then there's a pennant here, and here, and here, before, besides the ship itself. And then on the end of each of these sails is a little brown, like 2 stitches of brown to be the wooden spars for each sail. And there's like a little wooden, the mast, part of the mast, to be up here by these pennants. And then of course there's, little glimpses of the masts underneath here before you get down to the ship itself and this front spar and all that jazz. So anyway, so this was what I had worked on before, and I think before I had not quite finished over here in this section. This had some stitching that was, empty still. But I had done like some of the outline around here and down here in the ecru. So what I started, and I had before I had done these jibs here, and then like part of the darker brown color here. So when I picked it up to stitch on, starting on the 11th, I think, that's when I started working on it. My goal for this was 10 days also. So I wanted to spend like the first 10 days, like I want to stitch more or less exclusively on these patterns, so that I can also do a little bit of Maynia type stitching, new starts, a whole bunch of new starts. But I want to do my 3 WIPGO items more or less by themselves, monogamously, and not do all 3 WIPGO things at the same time, basically. So anyway, I had sort of divided the month into the first 10 days on the Western Biscornu, the next 10 days on this, and the last 10 days on my 3rd WIPGO project, which is Pandemic. But so I decided to go with this one instead of Pandemic because, yeah. So anyway, so I took up this other brown color and I outlined all the sails. So this up here, all the brown, this dark brownish color is done up here. And there's a lighter beige kind of color up here along all of these as well, and then the ecru sails. And I had done this sail thing, and it's just lots of the sails, and there's a lot of sails. There's a lot of sails of this ship. And I was looking at the instructions while I was stitching it, and it says something about it's talking about like when you go to put the little all the rigging and everything in there, you know, when to do it, and how to, you know, to do it last and all this stuff. But one of the things it says in the instructions is to do the ecru of the sails last. I don't know if it's so that you don't get it dirty or if it's for whatever reason, to do it before you do the backstitching, but to do it after you do all these other, you know, colors, I guess. And in some ways, I guess it makes sense. But anyway, so I did all this, and there's still, like, you know, more of this color, you know, down here. This is the second, that beige color, whatever. But so yeah, and I kind of wanted to do the little bits of brown, you know, the little mask, the little pennant, because these pennants, this is the only place this color is used, here and here. These are blue pennants, and then this rust color for this pennant, I think might be used somewhere down here, but you know, those three flags are the only flags on the ship. So, but this blue here is only used in these two places. So I was kind of tempted to do that, but I I didn't have, I just had the, you know, pulled a few colors. I didn't pull all the colors for this pattern. You know, I didn't pull them all out of my DMC boxes, whatever. But so I just, you know, had this color and I just went with it. So anyway, that's like 2 days. I think I just worked on the 11th and the 12th. Yeah, because I didn't work on it on Friday. Because Friday was when we filmed the Three Sisters creative video, and that's when I made my Western Biscornu boo-boo. So anyway, yeah. So I want to get back to that and see what happens next. So as far as Maynia goes, I did work a little bit more on the little Lagniappe design, the Bristol design. So I finished these corners, and now I'm just doing this diagonal, and then there's more squares like this one here, that are in here, but for the most part, it's just the diagonals, and then a few of those. So it's almost done. I still have, you know, surprisingly a lot to go, but I haven't been I just worked on it like 2 days or whatever, just, you know. So there's that. And then I talked about for Mother's Day, wanting to work on this pattern. We can start this pattern, Mother, by Ezia Gladstone of New York Dreamer. And she has a website, I want to say newyorkdreamer.com. No. nydneedleworks.com. nydneedleworks.com. But again, I looked and there's no comment about, you know, no suggestions about the buttons or whatever, but, you know, whatever. But I did start it on this fabric. This is, and see, this is where those buttons would go, right here and here. And it just ends, and there's nothing on the pattern. Right? But this is just one color. Endive is the color that I use, and I don't have my thing handy, but whether it's gassed or whatever the color, whatever, I don't have it right here in front of me. But yeah, so that's, you know, branches and leaves. Yeah, that's as far as I got. I just working on it one day. Just on Sunday, on Mother's Day. And then I also worked on this Kind and Gentle Woodland sampler. I was, you know, talking it over with my sister because we haven't been able to get. These are Gentle Arts colors. Yeah, there's some of them are. It's Gentle Arts and DMC. So the Gentle Arts Pecan Pie is this darker color, and then Orange Marmalade. I think the only place it's used is up here. In looking at more at the pattern and everything, I think the only place it's used is on the bird's beak here. So we'll see. And then I think the deer is a DMC color. But then Buckeye Scarlet is one of the red colors. And it just hasn't been available. I haven't looked online. I keep saying I'm going to, but I haven't yet to see if it's on there. But I know at the attic they haven't had it. There's a problem with the Gentle Arts threads, so it's everywhere. So they're hard to come by. So anyway, that's that one color. So there is a DMC alternative listed, which is $347. So I pulled that out and looked at my other fancy floss stash that I have. And so I think the color that we chose was Aztec Red is the color, I believe. Let me see here, actually. I have it. Yeah. Excuse me. It's not Aztec Red. No, Ruby Slippers is the color. Ruby Slippers. Yeah. So, but it's not crucial that we use that specific color of red. It as a matter of fact, Ruby Slippers is very close to Buckeye Scarlet to the red alternative that they listed. And I want to see, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, if that Orange Marmalade is only used in the bird's beak, because if it is, yeah, it is only used in the bird's beak. It's not used in any of the letters or anywhere else in this design. So I may talk to my sister about using DMC instead. I don't know. And just saving the fancy floss for something else. I don't know. But so I'm going to show all I did was the antlers of the deer. So it's there. Oopsie. Here we go. Yeah. There's just antlers. As far as I got. But so that's another start. So the other thing I was talking about last week was the bookmark that I'm going to do for my niece for her graduation, and this is the way I dyed it. I dyed fabric today, so it's a little darker than I had wanted. I kind of wanted like sort of this color, like just a light purple, but it came out a little. I mean, and I like ducked in the dye bath and took it out right away. I just had a little wee jar, and I probably should have used maybe a different color. I have one called Rose Quartz, and I'll show you that in a second. And it came up very pink, and I don't know, but like I said, I used eggplant. That's what this color is, and I stuck this thing in there and took it out right away because I was barely in there, and it took the dye pretty well. So hopefully it'll it'll stitch well. 1 second. Okay, I had to pause a little bit, and since I paused, I got the little sunflower down. So this is the sunflower. This, like I said, this is a from Hobby Lobby. This metal sunflower, and then this is the stitching. Cute Patterns by Maynia Projects. And look at that bee. It's just the most adorable thing in the whole wide world. It's holding a little sunflower. Look at her little feet. Look at her little feet. And wings. And she's got a little ruffle. This little bee. And then this is a little ruched ribbon. And this little puffy. There's batting under this to make it puffy. But it just came out adorable. It's just the most adorable thing. Anyway, so that was my sister Eve's finish. Put that over here so I don't knock it off. Okay, so I was talking about, so this is the bookmark I'm going to make, and the little design should work, should be okay. It has a border done in grape. It's a DMC color of grape, and then the words are dark blue, so everything should show up okay. Yeah, so there's that. I can finally get started on that because I've been thinking, oh yeah, I gotta get started on that, but I have to dye the book. I want to dye the bookmark because I don't know what to be white. I've been putting it off, but today my sister and I dyed some fabric. So I did that bookmark, excuse me, the pile of fabrics that I dyed. And so since I was looking at, my Maynia starts, and I was trying to, match up all my patterns with fabrics, and I had a pile of undyed fabric. So so I just went, and so I was looking at it going, well, this will work with this, and maybe this color for this, and so I was sort of winging it because I didn't really write down specifics about, I said, well, I want maybe the blue on this one and maybe a green on that, and I don't know. I hope I have the right colors for the right sizes, for the right fabrics, for the right patterns. I don't know. So this is rose quartz color, and it's hard to see. If I back up here, maybe, but it's a very light pink. It's hard to tell the color here because it washes out. But it's a light pink. I don't know. It's hard to say. You can kind of see the color here a little bit. If I put it in the shadow, you can kind of see it. Yeah. So this was actually kind of the idea I had for this bookmark, but it came out pretty dark. And then this is also the eggplant color, but on 28 count Lugana. And this was a little bit more diluted because this I did in a little wee jar, and I put a little more dye than I probably should have. And this was in this plastic shoebox that I had, and it was a little bit less dye, so it came out a little bit lighter. And then I had some. I had a couple of pieces of 46 count linen that were Let me see if these are the ones. I don't know. That had some color already. Let me think what yeah. So it was the color sand, and I got them at Hobby Lobby. And so this one is that sand color to begin with, but evening blue. So it has a little tinge to it because of the sand color. Yeah, so it came out, and then yeah, then I also did a green, and I can't now off the top of my head. Yeah, I think it was apple green over the sand color that it already was. It's kind of a natural the sand color. And then I had, let's see, I want to separate these out a little bit here. So I had also some 28 count linen. And I think that's what this is. And, because I have those A Year in the Woods patterns, the fox, the swans, the raccoon, the jackrabbit, the raccoon, and the ferret, yeah. The fox, the swans, the jackrabbit, raccoon, and ferret so far. So this was 28 count linen, and I wanted them all to be this green color. So, but a greeny, not quite green color. So this is a true green, I think, is the color from RIT, with the purple that was left, the eggplant that was left over from the Bookmark thrown in there. So, and I think these are all basically the same size. Yeah. So I think between them, I have enough to do the designs. And then this was just a blue. I think this is just evening blue. And this is also, I want to say 28 count linen. Maybe it's 32 count. I don't know. And then these are 28 count Lugana, this light green, and this also. And I think these are apple green, both of these. Oops, there's a little thread there. Yeah. So, and it's washing. They're washing out a little bit. They're a little bit darker than they appear in the on screen. But so yeah, did a lot of dyeing. Some of them, this I dried outside just because, you know, it was, I figured it would dry pretty quickly. And then Eve had dyed some fabric, so she put them out there, and the rest of these I dried in the dryer because it was faster, and because there were so many of them, and there wasn't, you know, we don't have a clothesline to hang them on outside, which I would love to do. Just because, you know, they would dry in the fresh air and they would dry in the sun, and, you know, but we don't have anything like that, any way to do that. So when we dry, you know, the pieces that we dry outside, there's we have a drying rack, a plastic drying rack that came with the washer and dryer. So we use that outside. But so I threw all the rest of the fabrics in the dryer. So, you know, it's quick and easy, you know, and it's kind of messy because there's like lots and lots of strings, because I don't serge my fabric. So anyway, so I ironed some of those, and then my sister rescued me and ironed the last few because like my back was killing me from standing there. Anyway, so I'm gonna hopefully get started on this bookmark right away, and like got a thread or something on there. Sorry. So I pluck it off of there. don't know where that came from. Anyway, so that I did that today. And then a couple of days ago, yesterday, we went to the attic, my sister and I, and because I wanted to get the threads for the coffee bird, and also while I was there, I decided to get, I have a list of threads, you know, for all these patterns that I have for my sort of Maynia thing. Keep doing the air quote thing, but you know. But so I've been compiling a list of threads. So I got the coffee bird threads, except for hickory sticks. But I also got just a whole bunch of threads. So some of them are gassed, and some of them are Classic Colorworks, and some are Weeks Dye Works. One of the patterns I have that pattern, the big bunny, the rabbit and the rose, from Brenda Gervais with our needle and thread. And one of the things it calls for is whisper thread. And, you know, I know people have talked about that it's hard to use, that, you know, whatever. And it's just the bunny's tail. And I didn't see it at the attic. I you know, just kind of looked around, and because I know they used to have Rainbow Gallery threads there. Because I have one card of a Rainbow Gallery thing that I bought because, you know, people talked about using that instead of Krynic. So I had bought it at some point, this Rainbow Gallery, but they didn't have the display there. So, and I was already buying a whole bunch of threads, so I was like, I'm not going to buy that. So I might look online to see if I see it online, but I'm not, you know, like holding my breath, because, you know, it is just, you know, on the pattern you can just use regular, you know, regular white thread, and, you know, not do the whole fluffy thing. So I don't know. So I might do that. I saw somebody else who finished it, and just, you know, just stitched regular, you know, white stitches for the tail. So I might do that. Anyway, so I bought a bunch of thread. So I bought the threads for the coffee bird pattern, except for hickory sticks. And then I bought rose petal. These were all called for threads for various patterns. And these here, these are gentle arch threads here. And then I bought a whole bunch of Weeks colors. These. I think I have one of these. It sounded familiar. That I think I have it. But, oh, Grasshopper, this one here. I think I have Grasshopper, but, and Capri, I might have it already. I don't know, but what the heck. And Caper, this one, they had a basket of Weeks Dye Works that they hadn't, like, you know, twisted up yet, and so sometimes I go and raid that basket if I can't find it on the little display things, you know. It's not like, you know, they sell them. It's just, you know, they're just like trying to, you know, wind them up so they hang on their display thing better. But so yeah, I bought that one. And then this is Paris green. I had some, and I lent it to my sister to use for something, and I know it was already the skein that I had was already running out, I guess. So I went ahead and bought some. And I don't know what this other color is. Curry, which is a new one to me, I think. As well as, I think I might have coal already. But then this is called Fire. That's nice. And then there's two more here. Peacoat. I think I might have that already too. And Saffron. Yeah, I didn't go through and check, everything to make sure wasn't duplicating them. I just went ahead and bought them. So now I have to go put them all in my fancy floss containers or kit up, whatever. And then I just went ahead and bought two more of these. Oh, excuse me, inexpensive little project bags. They only had two there of this type, so I bought them both. So anyway, that was my trip to the attic yesterday. Excuse me for a second. Oh, hold on. Put that in there so I don't knock everything down. Okay. But I also went to Hobby Lobby because I think it was when Eve was finishing the Daisy. She was looking to see if they had something else there, because she was kind of thinking of more specifically of a sunflower type thing, because the pattern is specifically a sunflower. So she was, looking to see if there was anything that would be appropriate, that would fit. So I was tagging along because, trip to Hobby Lobby, why not? And so I, of course, found a few things. This, I want to make a scissor fob, needle minder, whatever. I don't think it'll work for a needle minder because it's clear in the back, but it would be both. But all of these would be nice as needle minders, but and these are like resin with little flower things in them, and I have a little resin kit thing, starter kit thing, and I want to do it. I just because I'm, oh yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm putting it off, and I bought another hoop just because, I never have too many of those. And along the same idea, I bought some scissors. I like these. These are slightly curved. You can see there's a little curve there, so that's and I think they're Singer brand. Yeah. And then they had, I hadn't seen before, they had this, I thought they were like another shade of Murano Carré, because they have a blue shade of the 32 count Murano Carré called Spa that is light blue, and these were darker. So I thought, well, what is that color? And these are 25 count Lugana in the color steel blue. And so these are like 11.5 by 18 inch pieces, but it's this 25 count Lugana. So we'll see. When I was thinking about it, I was like, well, with 25 count, do you stitch over 2 threads or over 1 thread? Because it's an odd size. I don't know how it would. I know that some people stitch on 25 count, but anyway, I've never done that. But the thing that caught my eye before I went into the, and this, I also bought this. It says Crafty Hand Cream, and I hadn't seen this at Hobby Lobby before. So this is a new product. So I haven't used it yet because I want to show it online first. But I want to see how that works. Non-staining, unscented, quick drying, moisturizing. So yeah, I want to try this Crafty hand cream. As I started to say, the thing that caught my eye in the stitching aisle was this kit. It's so cute. And I sat there and I thought, I don't need another pattern. I don't need another pattern. But it's so cute. Look at that. It's a kitty cat wearing glasses and a little hat, you know, babushka, as we would call it once upon a time. Little bandana on her head. Mama cat, it's called. So it's a Dimensions kit. This is, I guess, their new packaging for Dimensions, or at least the larger kit. So it comes with light green Ada and all the threads on the sorter card, and it comes with a needle and instructions. So, but look at that calico cat. It's so cute. Look at that face. Oh my gosh, that's adorable. And so looks like there's like a, you know, tone on tone green little wallpaper kind of thing behind her. And just, ugh. And maybe not quite full coverage, but it's a lot of stitching, it looks like. So this is, like I said, with the Owl Trio kit that I had, you know, I made floss drops out of for that. I was watching Stitch Bliss Corner, Mary Rose. Is that right? Did I say the name right? All of a sudden, my mind is blank. Anyway, Stitch Bliss Corner. And what she does when she does these Dimensions kits is she just uses a hole punch and punches on this side of the card. And then, you know, because like I said, I cut the threads off and put them on floss drops for the Owl Trio kit that I did, that I showed last, with the dog, the Owl Trio kit that I showed last week. But what she does is she does a hole punch and then cuts the threads off and sticks them with the hole punch. So she still has the cards, but with the threads, you know, in the hole punches, like a thread drop. Because this is very nice, and, you know, it shows you how many threads you got of what color, and all the threads are attached in this little card. But of course, once you cut a thread off to use it, then you have no place to put the individual threads, you know, that you have left over or whatever. But with the hole punch in the cards, you have a place to put them. So, or you can use floss drops. And so anyway, that's the Mama Cat kit. It's so adorable. I couldn't resist it. So anyway, I think that is everything that I have so far. Yeah. So, like I said, if you follow Three Sisters Creative, the other channel that I do with my sisters, tomorrow we talk about that. We're up to 300 subscribers, so we're doing a little giveaway. So that's tomorrow, Sunday, the 15th of May. And so, you know, I have lots of stitching to get cracking on. I have to start that book. I want to start that bookmark because I want to get it done for my niece's graduation. She graduates in about 10 days a week, thereabouts. So it's not a whole lot of stitching, but it is a whole lot of stitching. So I want to get that done. And then just, you know, whatever I want to do, my WIPGO things, and then whatever new starts for my pseudo Maynia that I'm doing. Anyway, so far, I've done a handful of new things, and will continue to do more. And I think that is it. So I will see you next week. Don't forget to watch the Three Sisters Creative video that's coming out tomorrow. If you are a subscriber to that channel, and if you're not, why aren't you? Become one. Like I said, we're doing a giveaway, so watch that. And thank you all for for the people who won the giveaway that I did a couple weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, I guess. All the packages have been sent out. I know that one person at least got hers so far, and all the others have been mailed out. And Hildy Johnson left me a message that she's going to send me her address, and she's the last one that to go out yet. So thank you all for participating in that. And like I said, I think everybody's gotten theirs. Their packages have been mailed out except for Hildy Johnson, and she's has contacted me that she's going to send me her address. So that should be up, taken care of. So keep watching, and and hopefully we'll hit another milestone before too long. Okay, so I will see you next week, and until then, happy stitching. Bye. Thanks.